Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome back to You Are the Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Jessica Chichester, guiding you through our journey together towards self-healing and personal empowerment. So today we embrace a transformative practice called the sacred pause. In our fast-paced world, taking a moment to pause can sometimes feel like a luxury we can't afford. Yet it is in these moments of stillness that our doors open to profound self-discovery and renewal. Today, we're not just discussing the importance of pausing. We are diving deep into how effectively we can integrate these practices into our daily lives and also in our daily conversations. Let's begin by exploring the essence of the sacred pause. This isn't merely a break in activity, it's a purposeful cessation where we allow our minds and our bodies to reset our spirits to illuminate our truths. Wow. So when we're able to sit and be, even when we're in the middle of a conversation and not forward thinking about what the next thought will be, then we give our creativity, our truth, a moment to just permeate and to show up. And so we can show up as our more authentic selves, even amidst the chaos. Today, we'll break down the sacred pause into 3 enriching sections. Awareness, number 1 is awareness, 2 is breath, and 3 is reflection, followed by practical applications and real life implications embracing this practice. So in the first section, we're going to talk about awareness, and awareness is where it all starts. It's the conscious decision to engage fully with the present moment. It means observing without judgment, acknowledging thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations, and allowing them to show up in our bodies, in our lives without judgment. So let's practice together. All right. I invite you to find a comfortable position. Sitting, standing, okay? It doesn't have to be that deep. But as you settle in, if you're standing like me, rock and forth and feel the different corners of your feet. Spread your toes, feel them move throughout the ground, and push into the ground and feel your body expand up. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable in doing so, or you can just close your mind's eye, all right, and just get into the sensation of what am I feeling in my body. Turn your attention inward. Notice your current state without trying to change anything. What do you feel? What do you hear? What is the temperature of the air around you? How is that breath coming through your nose? What does it feel like? Such simple questions can lead to profound insights. Awareness is a cornerstone of mindfulness and the first step in our sacred pause. Step number 2, or segment number 2, is breath. So breathing is our most fundamental connection to life. By focusing on our breath, we connect the mind and the body, anchoring ourselves in the present. So a lot of times when our breathing is out of sync, notice if you have anxiety, right? We talked about that in a couple episodes ago. When we have anxiety, our breath is out of sync. And half the time, even today, I noticed myself having a conversation and reflecting on the woman's breathing and just breathing through my throat to the top of my chest. But no, in order to really settle in and to feel the depth of this pregnant pause, we need to focus on deep breathing. So right now together, let's inhale deeply through our nose, feeling the belly, then the chest rise, holding it. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. feeling the sensations of each breath, lulling yourself like a baby with this air, and feel the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and the warmth as you exhale. This practice is not just about relaxation, it's about presence. See, each is a words, encouraging us to live in the now. And that's what this breath does, is encourage us to be here right now and to listen to all the signals and the psychic signals around us. Because when we fall into this psychic awareness or this prophetic awareness, whatever word you want to use, when we fall into this, all we are is aware of the little nuances in our environment and the people and the signals from the people around us. So a really great way of coming back here into the present moment and grounding and centering, which helps with the whole process of expanding and expansion, is the breath. So segment number 3, we're going to talk about reflection. And reflection is a process through which we digest and interpret our experiences. It's an invitation to dive into deeper understanding and intentional living, where you understand that you, the people around you, are the medicine, and so is this sacred pause. Ask yourself reflective questions like, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What lessons are my emotions trying to teach me? What am I grateful for right now? Reflection can be a quiet internal process or expressed through journals, art, or conversation. It's a practice that, when done regularly, can transform our perception of ourselves and the world around us. So I went to a workshop yesterday, and what was really interesting is that there was a study. If we journal at night, 1 to 3 things that we are grateful for, it could be grateful for good things that happened during the day. It's equal to taking, I forgot, a small dose of some sort of antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication, and you end up sleeping better. So imagine this journal practice compounded over a 2-week time. People's depression and anxiety went down tremendously. So being able to reflect on the good things that happen to us is so much of the medicine. You see, so often in our society, we're looking for the answer outside of ourselves. And we are so overstimulated with every kind of sensory information. You understand this, you know this. But the difference with the sacred pause is, if I can get myself into a clear alignment, into a balance in the morning, and have several sacred pauses through the day, then I can bring beauty and awareness to my situations and be able to effectively navigate in them. See, if I'm talking to you, then I'm just right here. That's what the sacred pause is I'm listening and I'm pausing. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say. I'm not thinking about the tomorrows. I'm thinking about this moment right here. And that's what makes it sacred. And that's what, because when it's sacred, our medicine shows up together. I learned from you and your body reactions and the way life is moving through you, and you learn through me as well. We energetically have different energy fields that we bring into our everyday experience and into our conversations. So before we part ways today, I want to leave you with a simple challenge for the week. And I call it the daily 3 sacred pauses. So here's what you do. Set 3 alarms on your phone, one in the morning, one in midday, and one in the evening. Make the alarm sound nice, because if you're someone with sensory overload and information like me, you need a nice alarm. And when each of the alarms goes off, take 2 to 5 minutes for a sacred pause, and just use this time for a quick awareness check and a few deep breaths and a moment of reflection. And then ask yourself, in this moment, what do I need most? In this moment, what's the medicine that I need most? Do I really need to open the fridge? Am I just bored? Do I need a hug? Is that why I'm being curt with my husband or curt with my loved one? Because I actually need that affection? We do interesting things in our life when we don't have enough pauses. And it's not to say that you need hours of meditation and hours of working out or anything like that. I mean, your sacred pause can be something as simple as filling the glass of water from your hydrogen water bottle in the morning, and letting the water, watching it fill the cup, blessing the water. This is a sacred pause. Or even a few stretches at the end of the day, coming back into your body and feeling where you held the stress. Or sending a loving message to someone you care about. Maybe the thought of them just passed through your mind. That's a great time to just reach out. Because once we can become aware of those small thoughts, then we can learn how to act on them or erase them entirely. This practice is about tuning into your needs and responding with kindness. And this is another reason why I love the plant medicines, is because when you do the sacred plant medicines in a sacred, safe container where you are held with loving kindness and you feel safe, then all of a sudden your consciousness goes through another level of this pregnant pause, this sacred pause, and you're allowing the garden of your life to show up and to feed you the medicine that you need. So sometimes when you're under the psychedelic plant medicines, it's like you're weeding the garden, right? This is part of the sacred pause. You're pausing your regular life and you're just tending to your garden, you're weeding it. And other times you're cultivating, and other times and you're harvesting the land of yourself, your body, your mind, your soul. This is the beauty of it. And this is the beauty of the services that we have at Haute Healing Oasis. I have to tell you that this facility that I created with my husband, these services, they've allowed me to they've taught me how to have a sacred pause. To just be in that space allows me to come down like 10 levels and show up for myself with more ease, gentleness, grace, and attention. And that's actually the most powerful thing, is when we can hold space for ourselves and all of our messiness to show up without judgment. The sacred pause is something that we often run from in our society. I always say that we're used to, at least on the East Coast and on the news, the life on the news, we're used to operating like a machine gun. We're just firing off on all ends all the time. And this is exhausting. And that's when we say things that we don't want to say and do things we don't want to do, and find ourselves 20 years later in a job that we don't want to be in. Why? Because we haven't had enough pauses. And we've been conditioned to lead a life that maybe is not for us. And then all of a sudden we just wake up and we realize, like, what did I do? What happened this entire time? And this is why the sacred pause is so critical, because you don't want to find yourself 20, 30, 40 years later, bruised, beaten, and just dilapidated on all accounts, sucked all dry from with all your energy, and just looking around your environment going, how am I here? But even if you come to that awareness, like, oh my gosh, why am I here? How am I here? The difference is you are a person in search of your own medicine, and it's already inside of you. And as I'm speaking, it's being rekindled right now. And if you are close enough to a Haute Healing Oasis, we're franchising this year as well. So stay tuned. And if you're interested, let me know. But if you're close to one, that I encourage you to go into this healing playground and to try the different services there and watch what happens when you're around an elevated frequency. Tonight at Haute Healing Oasis, we had a nourishing networking event for men and for women, and we were all seated around the biocharger, which is a device we have that uses it uses PEMF and light frequencies and voltage, okay, to change the frequency of your body and upgrade your cells. So let's say you had a certain kind of chronic illness that has its own frequency. The biocharger will give the opposite effect to help combat that illness or that disease state. So tonight with this group, we had the frequency of abundance in the room, and you could just see everybody's tone change, everybody's breathing change, energy field change. It was magnetic. Why? Because now we're in an environment that is nourishing our bodies, nourishing ourselves. We're having nourishing and nurturing conversations, and literally a device is feeding into us positive frequencies so we can just upgrade on every level. And that's, I know, how you want to show up and how I want to show up in this world. Is I want to be around people, situations, technologies, devices, retreats that help me upgrade. If I'm the same at the beginning of the year than I am at the end of the year, then I haven't been doing my job. Because if I am the medicine, that means showing up for this medicine all the time. So as you would take a pill, or you would take a supplement, or how you would eat 3 times a day, this is how we need to show up for the medicine with ourselves, with the medicine of our soul. It's not that, oh, I just look to God when things are tough. No, it's not that, oh, I'm just going to ask for help when I'm buried under the ground and I can't afford it anymore, or I'm ready to jump off this bridge, God forbid. No, we need to show up for ourselves daily because we are the medicine. We have the ability to activate this life and this death inside of us. And we can make space for both partners, the life and the death, and both help us to understand the beauty. And what I mean by that is when we understand our mortality and literally the mortality of this situation, we find a way to pause. We find a way to be here now, to show up fully in all of our frequency and bodily functions so we can operate at the highest God-given potential, and we can learn and feed each other our own medicine, and as it's feeding ourselves. So I hope that resonated with you. And again, I want to recap that this week, while you practice this moment of a pregnant pause with either setting your alarm or just being here now and breathing, or even in a conversation, ask yourself, what medicine do I need most in this moment? It could be simple, like a glass of water. It could be a conversation. It could be a cry. It could be a run. It could be a collapse into Haute Healing Oasis. So I'd love to hear how this challenge goes for you. Please share your experiences with us on Instagram at the Center for Consciousness or Haute Healing Oasis, or you can also write it in the comments below. Let us know what's working for you. And please share your stories, because your medicine is going to inspire the people around us, this community, and remind us of the power of pausing. As we conclude, I want to emphasize that the sacred pause is not merely a technique, it's a transformative way of being. It's about granting ourselves the permission to stop amid our hectic lives, to breathe deeply, to connect sincerely with our deepest desires and dreams, and to hold space for others. Thank you for joining me on You Are the Medicine. I hope you've been inspired to weave the sacred pause into your daily rhythm, to discover peace amidst the chaos, and to uncover the magic present in each moment. As you go forward, may you embrace the power of the pause, the pregnant pause. Nurture your inner self, and remember, you are the medicine. Stay blessed, stay empowered, and carry with you this profound truth that the most profound medicine you possess is within you. Until we meet again, take care, and cherish your journey of self-discovery. Satnam, my friends, thank you. Be blessed. Good night.